I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, February 13th, 2023. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. This is a serious question. If this is what week one of Michael Krizo putting his off-season diet into full effect looks like, how much size is he actually capable of putting on before he starts his prep? Prior to his announcement about trying to switch over to the Pro League at the end of the fall, for all intents and purposes, he wasn't getting the same level of attention that he is now. And he definitely wasn't dealing with the sky-high expectations that come along with him bursting onto the IFBB scene at the tail end of last season. Now, obviously he wasn't a real challenger for the Olympia title like some people were predicting, but there's probably a case to be made he was never really at his best at any point during the 22 season because he was dealing with such a compressed timeline. So now that he has a proper off-season to work with and develop a full plan of attack for how he's going to approach the contest season, there's a chance that he ends up turning into one of the true breakout stars in the sport this year. I'll tell you what, if we're going to talk about Michael Krizo having himself a strong start to the offseason, we might as well lump William Martin into that boat too, because the incredible amount of muscle that he's been piling on lately deserves honorable mention. I mean, the guy is weighing in at almost 330 pounds right now, which is wild in and of itself. But the fact that he's still able to stay leaner than he's been in the past, despite adding all that size, makes it even crazier, because it's just not something you see all that often, especially from guys who are over 300 pounds. Last year, it always felt like he was one or two moves away from finally being able to break through into that next tier of bodybuilders who are constant threats to win every show they enter. So if what we're seeing now ends up translating well over to the stage, he's going to be a serious problem this year. Every year, without fail, the New York Pro always winds up being one of the biggest events on the schedule. And more often than not, what ultimately happens there ends up having a major impact on what happens throughout the rest of the season. And if you're a Blessing Awodibu fan right now, you're probably hoping that 2023 goes a lot like 22 did. Because rumor has it that the reigning New York Pro champ is coming back to defend his title in the spring. Earning back-to-back wins at Indy and New York last year was huge for Blessing in the sense that it established him as the real deal elite bodybuilder who was capable of winning some of the biggest shows on the schedule. So if Blessing 3.0 comes back and offers a repeat performance, that might be the big push he needs to remind everyone that they haven't even come close to seeing his best. I can't remember where I read this. It might have been The Art of War. But I always liked the saying, complacency is one of the biggest enemies of success and must be avoided at all costs. Because it's one of those things that universally is true no matter what arena of life you try to apply it to. And anyone who's been keeping tabs on Terrence Ruffin lately already knows that he's the farthest thing from complacent. For someone who's had the level of success that he's had, to be willing to step back, reevaluate the situation, and put together a new plan of attack without letting his ego get in the way is a lot harder than it might seem on the surface. And it's a testament to the dedication to his craft, because if he comes back later this year with one or two more tricks up his sleeve, that in and of itself might be enough to push him back into title contention. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.